The Gospel Outreach to Ethiopia has been a ministry of the Southside Church of Christ for several years. The population of Ethiopia is approaching 80 million people. There are 86 different languages and more than 200 dialects of these languages. This fact makes it necessary to train preachers to take the gospel to their own people in their own language. Training gospel preachers continues to be the focus of preaching the good news of Jesus to the lost. When new preachers are trained, they go preach and new congregations are established. Using this method, more than 900 congregations have been planted with an estimated membership of 100,000 people. At this time in Ethiopia, there are 4 schools of preaching that train men in 6 of the major language groups, including English, which is used for training the brethren from Sudan. Today, there is an urgent need for another preacher training school. This school is needed to train men that speak the Hadean and the Wolamo languages. In years past, brethren from these language groups have been trained at the Jajura School of Preaching that teaches using the Amharic and Kambatian languages. But because the government schools quit teaching these languages in the public school system many years ago, the brethren living in the Hadean and the Wolamo area must now be trained in their own language. The new school will be located at the Shoni Church of Christ. This church is located in the town of Shoni. This town is in a central location on the main highway, and men from all over the area would have easy access to the school, as well as other workshops and training programs that would be conducted at the school. A minimum of 125 water wells have been completed in the Shoni, Wolamo, and Badawacho areas. This means that there is an unbelievable opportunity for the gospel throughout this region. The name of the church is known and respected because of the love demonstrated through the good water provided for them. More than 500,000 people living in the area of the planned new school have access to pure, clean water provided to them through the generous contributions of members of the Church of Christ. Some of these wells have provided water for more than 10 years. In just 2 years, 45 new congregations have been established as a direct result of the hearts of the people being touched by the gift of good water. Each one of these new churches need preachers. Every month, other congregations are established and the need for trained preachers grows. Men that are converted must be trained in the language they speak and in the language spoken by the people of their area. A minimum of 3,000 have responded and have been baptized. Men like the one pictured at his baptism could be the preacher at his new congregation if he can receive training. Less than half of the new churches in the area have trained preachers. This congregation was established nearly 3 years ago. They are blessed to have 2 graduates of the Jajura School of Preaching in their congregation. With the good preachers, they have grown to more than 200 members. Shoni is where area preachers gather. It is a hub of a church that is growing. This will be the classroom. Brother Mola Sugamo, shown preaching, will be the director of the new School of Preaching. He graduated from the Addis Ababa School of Preaching in 1968 and has been a leader and preacher all of his adult life. This building, located on the Shoni compound, will be the dorm where the students live while they attend the new training school. In order to complete the training school facility, a kitchen and cafeteria building is needed. It will look much like this new building located at the Jajura School of Preaching. The Shoni School of Preaching will provide 20 new preachers every year. The Southside Church of Christ has been an important part of taking the gospel to the people of Ethiopia. Now, by working together, we can provide the gospel to people in the Shoni area through the training of new preachers. The people of the Shawnee area will speak the words spoken on the day of Pentecost in Acts 2, verse 8. We hear every man in our own tongue wherein we were born. May God continue to bless every member of the Southside Church of Christ as you fulfill the mission of taking the gospel to the lost in our world.